Thank you for joining me today, as this is all that we ever have, this moment today. Can I make this the best you've ever known? Can't claim that, but I can own up to and intend to deliver on my promise, my guarantee to you, which is to change your perspective on this present moment. I'd like to extend that promise to make it the best in this moment. I know it sounds like a pretty tall order to put that forward, but not in comparison or competition or contention with what you did yesterday or what you experienced yesterday or what you might experience in the so-called tomorrow. Just consider that statement. This moment, take away and strip away the clothing, the veils, the gloss. Look at this moment as just that. This breath, this heartbeat, this love that keeps you here. This is your best. And look at each and every one that you're able to experience as just that. This is your best. Who is the center of your universe? That's not a trick question, but I would invite you to observe the essence and fullness of that question about your world. Who or what is the center of your universe? Now, you may react with a rejection of this notion from the jump, saying or thinking, I don't have no damn universe, Ming. Perhaps I should reword that question with, who is the center of your life and what you love? Who is the center of your life and what you love? Does that help with your consideration of that question? Good. So let's see if something comes to your heart and mind on that revised question. Maybe what jumps into your head or your heart, maybe your spouse, maybe your dog, your child, your job, your sexual interests, your physical image. It could be any of those for you. You'll have no argument from me on that. But the question, as most of the ones I have proffered to you, they revolve and should resonate deeply from within you for guidance on the possible answer or positive approach going forward. And it does delve nicely into that one question I often refer to in these discussions about resilience. What drives you? So at the center of your humble and confident universe, world, and or life, who or what occupies that space of attention and awareness for you? That may sound selfish, but a perspective on this present moment and question, that answer should be you. That silence sounds deafening, doesn't it? I promised to change your perspective on the present moment, didn't I? With you at the center of your life, only intends to guide you to a self-first, then others approach. How can you offer anything to anyone with consistency of courage and less of ego and fear if you haven't committed to produce from the resources created and presented to you since birth and to date, meaning to now in this moment? You could not possibly give 110% of you and your applied resources to anyone or anything if you have half-assed your investment in yourself. If I have enough time in this discussion today, I may have to put in a part 2 later in this discussion, or maybe this week, if it comes, of course. And from Mr. Ryan Holiday, and on the Stoic Dispatches on this question as well. But in the meantime, the original question, who resides at the center of your life? And given the response that I share with you as you, it may take a minute or two for you to accept that without the unnecessary wax or fatty sauce of vanity and arrogance. But that indicator or reference, sadly, is not the full answer. Not quite the full answer you probably would expect. Meaning, if you do now accept you as the center of your universe, of your life, of your world, of your love, or of your cardboard shack, or in the backseat of your Bentley, you're almost there with answering that question about the center of your universe. The money shot and the refining question to the original question, who is at the center of you, is the follow-up. Remember, the main question for me about the resilience, I say, that connects all of us. That question, what drives you? And please keep this in mind. What drives you doesn't also mean that what you are driven by. What drives you is not equated to what you are driven by. So, if you have accepted your responsibility and accountability as the center of your universe, of your world, of your love, of your life, or your rented apartment, who and what is at the center of you? That investigation, that introspective work and question should help you to prepare for the whispers, the nudges, the guidance, or the brief answers, quote unquote, to your questions. To my question to you about what drives you, about what is your beauty, what is your desire, what is your discipline, and where does that come from? I will leave you with this. At the center of you is what you default to, what you rely on for your very existence. Who and what created you that insisted for you to even exist? Question and answer that for yourself. And use it as the opening question today. Who and what occupies the center of you and your life? When you do that, when you wrestle with that question, it will become easier to embrace and then to share. Even the answer I gave you, just wrestle with that for a moment. Consider that as an approach. It's not an answer I mark on the wall about that center should be you. So let's stop here. There's more best to come on this subject in part 2. Until then, stay present, stay current. Remember, no matter where you are in this world, it is always 8:20.